Hello. We're playing Tumbleweed. It's a pretty new game. This is one of the newest games I've seen. I didn't know they were doing more new games in IGN Center, but this is a new game. And it was actually, it was planned, but it was actually suggested to us too. It's a two-player abstract game played with white and red stackable pieces on a hexagonal board, invented by Michael Zappala. Hope I pronounced that right. In 2020. Belongs to the Territory family games such as Go, Yod, and Amazons. Amazons is one of my favorite games on here. Alright, I'm going to read the objective and then the terminology first. The objective of the game is to have more owned and controlled cells in total on the board than the opponent when both players pass. Alright, so here's some terminology. A stack is one or more pieces of the same color placed on the same cell of the board. A stack is said to be seen from a cell when they are on the same straight line with no other stacks in between. A stack is said to be seen from a cell, so from a cell, when they're on the same straight line with no other stacks between them. Okay. A cell is owned by a player if there is a player's stack placed on it. A cell is controlled by a player if it is empty and it sees more players' stacks than the opponent's. This is not a part of the original rules, but a useful notion to help calculating the score at the end of the game, without the need to fill the entire board with stacks. Alright. So again, the objective of the game is to have more owned and controlled cells in total on the board than the opponent when both players pass. At the beginning of the game, the board is empty. One of the players puts a stack of two neutral at the middle of the board and then puts one red and one white piece on an empty cell. The other player decides what color they want to play, red or white. The player with the red pieces makes the first move. The players take turns placing a stack of their pieces on some cell. The height of the newly placed stack is equal to the number of stacks of the same player seen from the selected cell. The selected cell must meet one of the following requirements. An empty cell that sees at least one stack of the player making the move. An occupied cell if the occupying stack of either color is smaller than the one to be placed. This works with both the opponent or neutral stacks, or players' own stacks. Okay, that's the rules. Probably have to read some of that again, but again, this is our first time playing. Do you have any questions on that?
No, I think I understand.
All right, so I think I go first.
You own a cell just by having gone to it, right?
You own a cell if you're on it, but you control a cell, so that can be changed. You control a cell by if it is empty and it sees more player stacks than the opponent's stacks. And again, the goal of the game is to have more owned and controlled cells in total on the board than the opponent when both players pass. So when you place one down, it has to be in an empty cell that sees at least one stack of the player making the move. And an occupied cell if the occupying stack of either color is smaller than the one being placed. Okay, yeah. The height of the newly placed stack is equal to the number of stacks of the same player seen from the selected cell. Okay, so if you see more of your stacks, you'll get a bigger stack but control less because you're not seeing as much because you're seeing your stacks. Okay. So yeah, the first move is... Where was that? At the beginning of the game, one of the players puts a stack of 2 neutral at the middle of the board and then puts 1 red and 1 white. The other player decides which color they want to play. The red pieces move first. Okay. 2 neutral, red and white. Okay, so 2 neutral already there, and I'm placing red and white. I don't know where's better. Okay, now you pick the color you want to be. Red goes first, or yellow goes second. And once you go again, I'm gonna read the rules again just to make sure, or at least part of it. So apologies to anyone who knows what's going on. We'll definitely play this in the future. So if you're watching this like 10 years from now, we'll probably have played this more times.
Yeah, if you know what's going on, move on to like the second or the third game.
Oh, I should have timestamps. I'm not meaning to do that for more board game videos. All right, so did you pick one? It says pass for me.
I accepted the color.
Okay, so I guess I'm red. So own cells 1, controlled 17. How does red control more? Okay, so since it can see one of mine, it's a stack of 1. But stacks just can't be. So you can place on an occupied cell the occupied stack of either color is smaller than the one to be placed. This works with both opponents or neutral stacks, capper, or players' own stacks, reinforcement. Do I go again? I'm sorry, I placed one down and then I didn't realize it was still my turn.
Oh, I went after you placed one down.
Oh, the one right there. Okay, gotcha. It was yellow, so I was like, what's instead of white? So why do we want bigger stacks? I guess it'd be because they can be captured, if not. Or smaller ones can be captured. Well, you own more cells than me. Even with the third move.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how that works out.
and trying out these different vocal effects.
That's exactly what I have been quite the I've been on like the 90s electronic music kick. Nice. Wait, I can't stop. No, I had on a robot voice right now, which I believe is just monotone. Like a vocal that keeps monotone.
I had some notes on the just music stuff in general for stuff you sent me, but I might talk about that afterwards. But I can maybe talk about it next game. A game that we played before, where it's not as confusing as what we're doing right now. Okay, so I at least got the objective of the game is to have more owned and controlled cells. So when we both pass, I guess we'll see why we would both pass at a point.
I would imagine that we both pass as we start to like really fill up the board.
Yeah. But then it's like the double ones, like making.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try to start making smart moves, but who knows?
new selling strategy.
Yeah, I have a basic idea of what we need to do, but at the same time, I'm still pretty confused. And honestly, I don't think it's because the game itself is really hard. I feel like a lot of it has to do with the directions, as it tends to want. Dang, yeah, I got right in there.
Okay, so I think it's gonna start getting tricky because I have no idea, like what's being attacked, or three. Three threes. What do I got?
3 threes. Yeah, I feel like my biggest mistake was not getting up in this like top left-hand quadrant.
Yeah, at the start of the game, I tried to spread out a little bit. But again, I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet. I'm still confused about like why someone would pass, because you can continue to just reinforce. So
Yeah.
at a point, it would just be like, I guess let's just agree. We'll get a comment being like, "Why did you pass? You had a totally
Fucking
winning.
idiot.
You had a totally winning move there."
Who raised you?
If I was playing this game, I would have done this move.
You are the dumbest people I have ever seen play this game.
I would like to applaud you for playing the worst possible moves I've ever seen anyone play.
Just when I thought it couldn't get much worse.
Then you guys played Tumbleweed.
I mean, we're just rolling through. I guess you pass at the point where it's just like, it's not worth adding insult to injury.
Yeah, there's been a few games like that, but then you just pass a few times, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
now I gotta start playing moves again if you're not pass. But yeah, we've been playing for 26 minutes. I wonder if there could be like a play until you control this many squares, or play until you own this many cells, or something like that.
Yeah, that would be an interesting.
There's one called Coffee on here that we haven't played yet.
Right.
And you pick a total amount that you try to get. You both agree on a total amount.
Nice. Can you go like as far as you want with the total amount?
I mean, I think it's like an 8x8 board or something like that. So it's only so much. But yeah.
What? Alright, this is feeling over to me, folks. I'm sure it has been for a long time.
We'll definitely play again. Hopefully we'll get... we'll at least know what's going on at the start. So... But yeah, it's been pretty cool.
Honestly, I'm mainly just confused about like what I could have done better, besides spread out more.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Did you pass?
I did.
Alright, I'm going to pass as well. 22, 78, 100. Yeah, so I definitely... I mean, I looked for things... After I kind of had a spread out, I started looking for ways that I could capture. And I would have to... Because, like...
Yeah.
So, because I would have to have more on the line than you would have to have on the line. So that you can't really do that at the start because you can only place on your own line. So yeah, after I kind of circled the board, I started looking for that. But other than that, I didn't really have much strategy.
Yeah.
Besides capture seems like the best idea, and then try to gain space. Cool. First time playing Tumbleweed. Yeah, let us know if you have any strategy or look for the next time we play. There'll be a playlist if we play more. See you next time. And the playlist will be in the description, obviously. All right.